We've all heard it 1,000 times, right? The grind. This idea that if you just work harder, push more, you're guaranteed to succeed. But what if that's actually wrong? Today we're going to dig into a really simple but kind of life-changing idea. Not all effort is actually productive.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? I mean, really think about that for a second. Growth versus exhaustion. One of them moves you forward. The other one just drains you. It's the huge difference between just being in motion and actually making progress.
Okay, so to make this super clear, let's start somewhere we can all picture what effort looks like. Let's go to the gym.
So, in the fitness world, there's a name for this. They call them bad reps. You're there, you're lifting the weight, you're sweating, it feels like you're working hard, but because your form is off, you're not actually building the muscle you think you are. You're just going through the motions.
And here's why that's such a problem. Every time you use bad form, you're just burning energy for nothing. If you lift too fast, you're not getting stronger, you're just setting yourself up for an injury. You might walk out of the gym feeling totally wiped out, but you haven't actually moved the needle. It's the illusion of work.
All right. Now, I want you to take that idea and let's zoom way out from the gym. Because this concept of bad reps, well, it doesn't just apply to lifting weights. It applies to pretty much everything in our lives.
So this is where it gets personal. The real question is, where in your life are you putting in all the effort, but you're doing it with bad form? Let's take a look.
And this is why it's so hard to spot in ourselves. Our culture loves the grind. We put busyness on a pedestal. We see someone who's always working, always pushing, and we just assume they must be crushing it. But are they? We're so quick to praise the effort, we forget to check the results.
Which brings us to the first really important question you need to ask yourself. With all that energy you're putting out there every single day, are you actually getting stronger?
Or are you just drained? There's a huge difference between that good kind of tired you feel after making real progress and that deep, soul-crushing fatigue that comes from just spinning your wheels. So, which one is it for you? These are what bad reps look like out in the wild. It's pouring everything you have into a dead-end job that gives you nothing back. It's being the only one trying to fix a broken relationship. Or it's constantly trying to prove something by acting like a version of yourself that you've totally outgrown. That is wasted effort.
And let's be clear, this stuff takes a ton of energy. These are reps, but they don't build anything. They're not getting you the career you want, or the relationships you want, or the life you want. They're just emptying your tank.
So, if just grinding blindly isn't the answer, what is? Well, the solution is to stop just working hard and start training with intention.
And this is a tough one to swallow. So much of what we call hard work is really just survival mode. It's the effort it takes to just stay afloat, to make it through another week. But that kind of effort, it doesn't lead to transformation. It just keeps things exactly as they are.
So how do we actually fix this? We go right back to our gym analogy. First, you've got to drop the weight. That means letting go of the useless burdens you're carrying. Second, you fix your form. You get really clear on what the right actions are. And third, you focus on effective reps. Quality, not just quantity. And that's the whole idea behind intentional training. It's a conscious choice to shift away from that blind grind. So instead of just pushing for the sake of pushing, you focus on these deliberate, specific actions that you know will create real progress. It's the classic move from working harder to working smarter.
Okay, so we've talked about the problem, we've talked about the solution. Now it's time to make this real for you. What does your very first smart rep actually look like?
I want you to really think about this for a second. Is there a job, a project, maybe a relationship where you are pouring in a massive amount of effort, but you're just not seeing any growth? Go ahead and pinpoint that one area in your life.
Okay, now let's get even more specific. Inside that area, what is the bad form? What's the thing you're doing? Is it how you're communicating? Is it the tasks you're choosing to do? What's the specific action that feels like all work and zero result? And now, let's flip it. If that was the bad rep, what would an intentional rep look like instead? What is one small, deliberate thing you could do, maybe even today, that would create some real, actual progress?
And to make this really stick, I want you to just mentally fill in these blanks. First, I've been wasting effort on, go ahead and name it. And second, this week I'll train smarter by, commit to one tiny different action. This right here, this is where the change begins. Ultimately, this is the question. This is the one you need to ask yourself every single day. Look at what you did, all the energy you spent. Were you just busy or were you building something? The answer to that question, well, it can change absolutely everything.